Hi, this is Raina. Welcome to my crochet channel. Today I want to show you how to crochet this cute little mini packback. And ever since I found this idea, I've been really excited to try this out, and looking for a yarn. I found this great Italian cotton denim type of yarn from craft store, and I'm using the other Lion brand jeans brown color for the contrast. And for that light blue denim backpack, I'm using 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, and then you'll need a button for the back. And I just wanted to show you how this works. It's really cool and practical. You can put anything small in it. For example, put your keys in here. Fasten with a string. Button. And it even has little backpack straps. So let's crochet this one. And we will start this with magic ring. I just learned to do it this way. Insert your hook under the first string, pull this one through underneath, make a stitch, take your finger out of the ring, and now single stitch 8 times into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now pull the string and pull the first row tight. It's almost no hole showing in the middle. And now continue to the second row. Single crochet twice in each stitch. So you end up with 16 stitches around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and for the third row we're going to increase in every other stitch. So you would end up, you have total 24 stitches on third row. So first single stitch, first stitch once, and in next stitch single stitch twice. Next one again, 1 stitch, and next one twice. Again 1, and then 2. And the fourth row we will increase in each third stitch to have a total of 32 stitches around. So we single stitch once in first stitch, once in second, and twice in third. Again, next stitch 1 single stitch, next 1, and the third twice. So 1, 1, and 2. Do this all around, 32 stitches around. After 32 stitches. I will stitch one more. This is the beginning first stitch of the next row, and then I will put a marker through this stitch to show that this is the beginning of the row. So we just finished the base of the backpack, and we are going to now build it up by single stitching 32 around each round, and do this until you reach row 17. So I finished row 17, counting from the bottom first row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Next row, we're going to make the holes for the strap. So first single stitch 3, then chain and skip next stitch, this one. Single stitch into the next, make 3 again, and again chain 1 and skip next stitch, this one. Again single stitch 3, chain 1 and skip 1 here. Do this the whole round. So you have total of 8 strap holes. I'm finishing this row with a chain and skipping this stitch, and next row single stitch all around into the stitches and then into the chains, each chain space. 32 stitches. And our last row of the bag, this part of the bag, is a slip stitch into each single stitch. So just do slip stitch in each around. I finished my slip stitch last row, and we can now cut the yarn, fasten off. And now we can crochet our backpack flap. So we're just gonna start the same way. First, magic ring. Pull the yarn over your finger, cross it like this. Insert a hook underneath the first strand, pull the second one underneath, make a stitch, pull your finger out and do 8 single stitches into the ring. Now pull the ring tight. Second row, increase in each stitch. So single stitch twice in each stitch around to get 16 stitches. Third row, we increase in every other stitch. So single stitch in first and single stitch twice in the next. Again 1 in the next and 2 the next. 1, 2. So you'll have 24 stitches around. And the last row of the flap, we will start with 6 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, single stitch in next 2, 1, 2, and single stitch twice into the third. Do the same. 1 single stitch first, 1 second, and twice in third. Do it one more time. Once first, once in second, twice in third. Now we will chain 5 for the buttonhole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue with the next stitch. Again, 1 single stitch first, 1 into the second, and 2 into the third. Okay, 1, 1, and 2, and last time. 1, 1, and 2. And I'm just going to slip stitch into the beginning one to finish up this row. And now we can attach the flap to our bag. So I'll take this main part here, and I'm going to count from that beginning part where the strand is still here, 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keeping my flat still on a hook, insert hook through the edge here. Bring my yarn over. Just need to get situated here and pull it through. Now find the next stitch, insert hook through the flap, and then next on the main part edge here, just pull through. Now do the third one. Do this 4th one here. Okay, now 5th one. And then do one more. 6. Let's see, so this is over here. Just find space here. Okay. All right, so we have now the flap attached. Now and now next we can crochet the handle of the bag. I'm not cutting off the yarn, I'm still working with the same. So just slip stitch to the main part of the bag, and now chain 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now turn and reach over to the other side where we started the touching the flap. And now just find a space here. I'm going to insert my hook through both the bottom and the flaps, just like make it nicer and keep it together here in a corner. Now turn again, and now just single stitch 8 times into that chain space. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then just finish by slip stitching here. And we now have the handle made. We can cut the yarn. And fasten off. Okay. Next, let's make the strand. And for this, I'm using that brown yarn. Gonna give the back with that brown little button, kind of like a leather color. And for the strap, we need 2 strands. I cut about 30-inch strands, 30-inch each. Make a knot, and then we can braid this. And I want the braid to measure about 20 inches from one knot to the other. So we can finish this. Make the second knot. And cut the ends. Let's now attach it to the bag. So find the one of the middle holes here in front. Put them, insert the strand through here, and now from back to front find the next hole. Insert it here. Now from front to back through the next hole. And the last one from back to front. Now we can tie the strand, pull the back together. Okay. So next, let's do the straps on the back. For that, I will use again the brown yarn. Let's chain 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And now single stitch into the second chain from the hooks. So this one, and each chain. So you'll have 12 single stitches on this row. After 12 single stitches, turn and just slip stitch into each stitch across, and then just fasten off. One strap is made, and then do the second exactly the same way, and then we'll attach it to the back. I made my 2 strands, and now I will sew them. So using these strands that I started and ended with, just put the needle on it, and then the top I attach, should stay in the middle, so I'm gonna attach it underneath the string somewhere here. Just sew it on. Just a couple of stitches here. Okay. And then I'll just weave in that end here. We can cut it off. And then using the strand on the other side, bring your strand, backpack strand to the position that you'd like, and then attach it here. Again, just few stitches is good. And then weave in this end so we can cut that off. And then do the same with the second strand. So both backpack straps are now attached. I should have said straps in the beginning instead of saying strand about these 2 thingies here. So please excuse my backpack terminology. Okay, so straps attached, and the last thing to do is to sew on the button. And I'm gonna use the main yarn color. And for the button, I will find a middle spot on the 5th row from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's somewhere here. So this is a strong yarn. It's about 3-4 times. 3 times actually is enough. And now the very last thing to do, just weave in all the ends. And let's see how this one is working for us. So pull the string. And fasten with go. We have our mini bag done. Here's the twin. So here's the fun project for you to try. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback, I will have a written pattern on my website for you to read and practice. And as always, enjoy. Happy crocheting!